Hey, welcome back. I got here a 1965 Chrysler-made Sea King. It's a 9 horsepower and it's a Longshaft. I picked this one up a while back. I think I had it on briefly mentioned it on a different video. But this one's going down the road tomorrow to one of my subscribers. And so I needed some more stuff to bring in and get cleaned up and go through ignition, carburetor, lower unit, everything. Well, I went to turn it. It's not seized up, but it gets stuck. I thought, uh-oh. So I pulled the plugs and look what I found. It's Chrysler's Seed and Feed. Mickey Mouse and the gang were all hanging out here. And they had a party and didn't clean up the mess. Let me flip the camera over. What I like about this, you couldn't beat the price, but it's the cable is real stiff. So when you try to move the camera end, if you don't have it setting good, it'll move the camera and it falls on the floor and whatever. Well, let's see what we got here. Oh, it's got a camera two cameras on the outside radius, and it's got cameras on the end, so I gotta flip it around. There we go. There's some scoring over there. Maybe it's just the greenery making it look like a score in the cylinder by scrubbing across some of the old fuel that might be in there, oil residue. Hard to say. Piston looks okay other than a lot of carbon on it. I'm going to do a decarb on it. I like to use OMC engine tuner. I can get it for $15 a can at my local marina, Inland Marine in Eau Gray, Michigan. That's about $5 cheaper than Amazon. And I don't have to wait for it. But yeah, the only thing I can think of, because the plugs were in it, they came up through the exhaust ports. They, them, go down that rabbit hole. Or mouse hole. But yeah, I got to get all that crap out of there, so that means I'm going to have to take the head off. It looks like somebody's already been in here because this head gasket doesn't have any paint on it. And there's one odd duck bolt. We got a Allen head amongst all the rest of them are flat heads with paint on them. I looked all over the place for the ID tag on this. Usually on these 60s Sea King Chryslers, it's usually right down here or sometimes along the side. And I looked and looked and looked, and I didn't see any, broken, where they riveted on there. I didn't see any marks. And I'm thinking, where in the heck is it? Well, anyway, I tilted it up for something else, and I found that it's under here. Well, it was. Heck is it now? Oh, there it is. Right there. This is 19077A, which makes it the 1965. So this one, depending on what month it was built, it could still be all West Bend, or it could be when Chrysler was taken over and there was the transition there. Not much changed for quite some time. A few years before they started doing a lot of different things, such as loop charge, and they started slimming them down, a low profile. Oh yeah, I looked in the carburetor and the throttle position is closed, so they must have came up through the exhaust leg, got up in there. That's some tiny getting around, you know. I can't do much checking on this one because the piston's top dead center. That's it for that one. Now, let's see. Let's roll the camera over once. There we go. And then that. Go one more time. What am I doing here? Okay. I was switching back and forth. There's a lot of grain in there. Looks like birdseed, you know, a wild variety. It's all different. You got sunflower seeds and corn and oats, all kinds of stuff. Make some granola bars with it. Oh, actually looks like a dead mouse or two right there to the bottom left of the screen. Maybe not. I can't really tell. But anyway, I'm going to get the head taken off of here and investigate with the shop vac, suck that crap out of there. And then I'm going to drop the lower unit, because I'll bet you that when I take those 4 bolts out, there's going to be a big pile of grain, birdseed, whatever you want to call it. It's going to fall out of there. I'm sure they came up right through here. And that's where they were bringing it in. Yeah, that's crazy. That's not the first time that 54 Avenue I had. When I started it up, I had clean water in the barrel, and I started noticing all this crap floating around. It was coming out the exhaust while I was running. All right. Yeah, like I said, this one's heading down the road. And this tank, I'm hoping, doing some searching, I want to find, this thing is in really good shape. I mean, yeah, the paint's faded, but look inside there. It's in supreme condition on the inside, and these tanks aren't cheap. So I want to sand it down, and a lot of times one of these or both of these wings will be busted off the carrying handle. That's a genuine Chrysler tote tank. The guy in one of the outboard groups was telling us his dad designed this tank. So that was pretty cool. Talking to guys that their uncles or dads, or even sometimes, I don't think there's any of them around still from the old 50s days, but pretty neat talking to some of them guys that used to work there, or they knew people that did. Johnson and Evinrude used to give the employees a motor to use for a week or a weekend in the summer. I got some pictures of a bunch of like 200 guys standing out in the parking lot with their motors on their shoulders going home for the weekend. They had to give them back at the end of the summer vacation. But yeah, this is 9 horsepower Longshaft. Now it's on the back. Yep, man. So I'm gonna check with vintageoutboardpaint.com and see if maybe they got something, or somebody in the groups might know one that'll match up to some common rattle can. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll get some video together of what I find in there. Thanks a lot.